Today we're going to be talking about night driving. If you don't know, I'm a state certified instructor. I teach teens and adults. Some of the tips you need to know. A lot of beginners are overwhelmed with driving, and particularly at this time of evening because it is dusk, right? It's not bright outside, but it's not dark, as you can tell. And if you wear eyeglasses or if you have contacts in, it becomes very hard to see. So when you're teaching someone to learn how to drive, it's really important that you are patient with them and you allow them to learn. As I walk, you can tell it gets harder and harder to see. So if you're driving and teaching someone, it's hard to see. It's hard to interact. As I talk, you can see as I'm panning through, it's hard to see lines. It's hard to see things around you. So it's super important that you make sure your headlights are clean, your windshield is clean, and you give yourself time to adjust. Beginning drivers are very overwhelmed, and it's really easy to overwhelm them. And what I mean by overwhelm, there's an overstimulation of information. And by getting overstimulated, you're not really going to interact in the best way. As I'm walking back, you should be able to see the parking spots. It's hard to see lines when you're driving. It's hard to see spaces when you're driving. And as I move around, it's literally hard to see. So when you go out to drive at night with someone who's a beginning driver, you want to take them in well-lit areas that they can interact with and get positive feedback. They can see the lines. As I walk back, you should be able to see the lines. As I pan around, you should be able to see the lines. So it's super important that you get feedback from the lines. Also, driving in the right lane is really important. That will give them really good feedback as beginning drivers. Driving in neighborhoods is pretty good at night, but neighborhoods are very dangerous because you have little kids playing out, you have people walking, you have pets. So you need to know the area that you're taking your beginning driver in so they can react and they can get feedback. Because as I'm walking, you can see the lights. You can see me become a silhouette, and you can see me becoming clear, and you should be able to see me real clearly. So when you're driving, that's what it looks like. You're driving, you're very clear. It's called visual acuity. This is how clearly someone sees. And gradually get out that beginning driver to drive at night. Because if you just throw them out and say, drive, they will be overwhelmed. Literally, they will drive off the edge of the road. This is the edge right here, right? Where I'm pointing to. This is the edge of the road. They'll literally drive off the road. So you, as a coach, as a teacher, you have to really support them and help them learn. They need to rely on you. And you have to tell them what to do as an instructor, as a parent, as a guardian, as a caregiver. It's really important that you tell them, this is what you're going to expect when you drive. It's going to be hard to see. You might not be able to see the pavement markings, the broken white lines, the solid double yellow lines, and particularly left-hand turns. They may overshoot the intersection. They may go literally under the middle of the light, and when they make their left turn, they're going to go in the wrong lane. Or they might turn too wide and hit the curb. Parents, don't be mad at them because they are learning how to drive. And as I continue to walk around, you can see the light behind me to my left. And as I walk, you can see how difficult it is to see. So you need to be using this information to help you coach someone at twilight to see, because you have to learn. These skills are learned through driving and practice. You just don't put someone in the car and say, drive, because they don't know what to do and they don't understand what to do. As an instructor, it's my job to tell them what to do. And then as they go on the lessons, they will understand what to do. Because I understand my responsibility as a coach, as a state certified instructor. I take pride in the fact that I'm educating the next generation of drivers. And I'm trying to give you pieces of value every time you take the time to listen and watch and learn. Because it's very overwhelming when a beginner gets out at night and it's hard for them to see. And we as parents and guardians, just stay in your lane, just stay in your lane. But they don't understand. And if you're not compassionate and sensitive about this, they're literally going to crash off the road. So you have to be understanding, you have to be supportive, and you have to be willing to allow them to learn. So when you're out there driving with your young person, your teen, or an adult, or someone in their 20s or 30s, explain. You might have to get in and show them what to do. I want to say thank you. Bye.